Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. There's one
Yes,
question.
sir. We
If
can
the
hear you.
community switches to organic farming, how the community immune will be there to fight against virus? Uh, Immunity is a matter of body general health first. That means it must have adequate food, protein, vitamin C and vitamin D, and also it will have community have to have physical exercise, which is normally prescribed for the urban dwellers. The tribals they themselves have good physical exercise because they are moving in the forest. They are also traveling from place to place, and moreover, their day-to-day work itself requires heavy physical exercise. But what is lacking? They don't have nutritious food. This is one. Secondly, now because of the excessive use of chemical fertilizer, even in the villages also around forest, the food is contaminated. Vegetables are contaminated with the chemical fertilizer. After the rain, the water flows from the agriculture field to the pond. Pond have fish. Now, after the rain, if water flows from the agriculture fish to the pond, it carries more of chemical fertilizer, which is poisonous for the fish. So we have to prevent use of chemical fertilizer. So this will help in improvement of the general health of the community and also improve the immunity. Now, if they are built in that, the first thing is taken care biological health. Second thing, the children and elderly people are more vulnerable, as we have been watching through the bulletin of the health. So how the tribals will be taken care, a special attention for the children, food, and elderly people. Normally, in the tribal culture, all go together, work together. In this case, it is very difficult to segregate it. But a new culture has to be developed. And the new culture formation is possible only through the orientation and capabilities, as I mentioned. So this is what about the organic farming, how the community immunizes the virus. Secondly, interpretation of the government authority, dedicated people working in the field. Yes, we have to discuss with the agriculture department. Now, as per the policy of the government, they are promoting organic farming. So if the organic farming is there, they will get seeds. They will also get the brown one for the organic farming. So the organic manure has to be developed in the village itself. So there we have to arrange for vermicompost and also Nemastra, which is organic pesticide to protect the plants. So these things has to be locally prepared. For that, a logistic is required. So any anthropologist working for such project has to get a training. Just by knowing is not enough. Knowing and doing, these two things are very different. So skill has to be developed for organic farming. Yeah. Yes, I find a question about the geriatric health. Yes, it's going to be. It's going to be not only for our country, globally, the elderly people are more vulnerable. We have seen the death rate in America and also in Europe. The death rate is very high compared to Indian elders. There are different reasons. One that our lifestyle, another about the vulnerability because of the environment. So fortunately, hello Sharmaji. Fortunately, Indian population is better and in a better position to defend. Welcome Sharmaji, I see you. How nice to see you. Yes. So this is the question about the geriatric, and we have to also, as anthropologists, as I mentioned in the beginning of my lecture, as an anthropologist, we have to work both biological entity and the social. Normally, any other discipline, like sociologists, they work on the social relation, social structure, social function. They do not understand the issue of biological. The biologists, maybe medical men, they take care of only the physical health, biological health. They do not take care of the social behavior. So any anthropologist working for this field has to work for the biological health and the social institution. We have to develop new norms. I tell you, we have to develop new norms of social behavior for maintaining social distance. I was saying some time back in my first lecture, say making social distance, actually it is a physical distance. Isolation, washing hand, wearing mask. It appears a very compelling habit to do that. But once people are used to, once it becomes a culture, wearing mask will become a fashion. People wear different kinds of masks. Masks will be different color. So they will be taking pride in wearing masks. Same way, we have introduced in our office how frequently we can wash hands. You know, in abroad, we have developed new norms for the employee. When they enter the campus, where should they put off their shoes? So it becomes a norm. Once they enter the building, they should wash their hand and feet first. When they go to their work desk, at the desk, sanitizer in the bottle. Washroom habits has to be oriented. Working from home has been more encouraged. So people are changing habits, but it is not easy. I mentioned in the beginning of my lecture that it's a very old process of educating people to get rid of smoking. It is written on every pack, smoking is injurious to health. I also gave example of wearing helmet while you are on mobile is a government norm, but people don't wear it. They often try to save themselves against the policeman. But those behavior which are social behavior, like Pushpanjali or Holi, Deepavali, or marriage rituals, there is no government guideline, there is no government incentive, there is no government punishment for the ignoring social ritual, but people do it. Why? Because as a human, we take pride in maintaining social ritual. So slowly, wearing mask, washing hand, maintaining social distance, and wearing dresses which are comfortable, eating nutritious food will become our culture. Once it becomes culture, people will follow it as a habit. I would like to repeat, if as an anthropologist, if you view the definition of culture by Tyler, he has mentioned that all the knowledge, the complex of knowledge, moral, rules, norm, and the last two words are capabilities and habits. So once the capabilities are built and the habits are changed, then only it becomes a social institution. Knowing is not enough. Building capacity is not enough. We have to develop habit. I give example. When any man joins army, within few days, he learns how to wear his dress in army. He knows how to stand. He also knows how to have his parade, how to hold the gun. So within shortest period of time, the behavior is changing. So changing behavior is possible through rigorous monitoring, and people do that. Let me see, there are some questions. Ethics is a relative term. Ethics of the society is not stable, it is dynamic. So what ethics is today about the social norm as a precautionary measure will become the culture, and then people will follow it. But it is not easy. It takes time. So we have to also follow the social ethics. Yes, yes, please. Uh, Let me share. There's a question about the government functionaries. There's a question about how the government will respond to the need of the people. Normally, government functionaries, bureaucrats, field staff, they are not sensitive. Yes, please. Sorry.
ठीक हो रहा है, बहुत बाकी है, ठीक है सब.
Yeah. I was just going to complete my sentence. As an anthropologist, it is very challenging job to make changes in the community, make changes in the government functionary. For example, if the community is required to practice organic farming, so the first thing is that we have to bring institutional change in the community. But if the government functionary does not follow, then the program will suffer. I remember my first interaction with anthropologists who were mentioning about changing government functionary. So my dear friend, you'll be very happy to know that there are now courses, particularly in the management, organizational change, organizational culture, organizational development, social skill, communication skill, business skill. All 6 modules of organizational change, organizational culture, organizational development, social skill, communication skill is being taught by anthropologists, you know to whom? To the government functionary. And this becomes a very important role of anthropologists to change the government functionary. Because government functionaries are interacting with the community every day. I, being anthropologist, can go once or twice in the village, or if I'm very committed, for example, I may camp there. An anthropologist may camp in the village. For how many days? And in a district, several hundred villages are there. So several hundred anthropologists will be required for each village. Is it possible? So we have to change the functioning of the government department. That is why I have mentioned that we have to learn the institutional change of the government functionary and institutional change in the community. And it has to be bilateral matching institution. How the communities need and the government functionary will work together as a common goal and agreed plan of action. Not only common goal and agreed plan of action. The plan of action has to be also agreed what committee need is there. And this is very, very important for younger anthropologists. The new courses which I started in just 6 months back, 20 students from Indian Institutes of Forest Management, they have been attached to that for 2 weeks for training on the natural resource management through community participation. And all these social institutions, social norm, values, symbol, communication were found very useful to them. But what is important, we have to organize it with our own case study, and it will be very useful. Unless we learn to change the government functionary, we are not going to change the society. Often I criticize myself. I criticize myself as an anthropologist that we are very good in saying what is not happening. We are very good in documenting that villagers are sufferers. We are very good in documenting tribals are deprived. We are very good in documenting tribal health is not supportive. We are very good in documenting height of corruption in the village. Now, once we were discussing in the planning commission in the Delhi, some person with his 5 years experience shared in planning commission the level of deprivation, lack of women's health, all those things. You know, the chairman of the planning commission mentioned, sir, it took 3 years for you to know that tribals are having poor health. It took 3 years to study and know that there is a corruption in the village. It takes 3 years to know through your field work there is a lack of infrastructure in the village. It takes 3 years to know that there is no facility for the livelihood. These are known facts. Who does not know about it? Now you have to come with the answer how to find solution for that. And it was a shocking treatment for me 30 years back that now instead of saying that this does not work, I must find answer how does it work. As an anthropologist, now we have to find answer how does it work and demonstrate, look, this is it has been done. Look, this has been done. This has to be done. So I consider it is very important on the changing role of anthropology.